Hello, this is Tim Boyd. Time for another Legend Fes Breakdown. This time recording at 1440p, so it's a bit blurry if you're seeing the B-roll at 1080p. So, Flowers of Blessed Serenity is the featured Legend Fes Banner this time. So in commemoration of the game's first anniversary next month or January, we now have Ayesha and Sophie, Pure and Angel. Currently, I'm focusing on Twilight Fairy Ayesha because that's the character that I want to get when I was getting her in the Japanese version. But Sophie is also a very good character for Fire Team. I have to cut it off a little bit. So, Ayesha, Twilight Fairy. So, this one, I heard that Ayesha's skill set is akin to Swartz Rose Liddy because of her burst skill. Now, however, this works as not just protection, heal, but also increased HP capacity, depending on how low her HP is. Now, her defense stats is higher on magical than physical one, and she has a speed of 225. Skill 1 is Floor Ice Staff, 95% damage, 10% break, 106 of weight. She will cleanse any negative effects. However, after attacking, she will restore her own HP by 20% and grant protection for 3 turns. This is essential, especially if you're dealing with enemies that will otherwise target other characters other than the defender. So having this protection will work. And may DM ka sa Discord. I haven't opened up Discord. Sorry. Wait, why do I have to do this on stream? I'm currently recording. Come on. Anyway, so while I'm checking on Discord. So Ayesha is pretty useful. Protection useful if you're going to have any of your attackers attack one enemy, and then if it has counterattack, then Ayesha will be the one taking the damage. This is useful because she has an ability that will increase her resilience against damage received. So, here's skill 2, Glacial Butterfly Protection. No damage, this targets all allies, 206 of weight. She will grant us a buff that when hit by an attack, restores all allies' HP by 5% for 2 attacks, and depending on her own HP, she will boost all allies' max HP by 5 to 30% for 2 turns. She will also reduce all allies received by 20 to 50% for 1 attack, and it cannot be stacked. Now, I did see the benefit when I was doing Score Battle 15-4 in the Japanese version. However, this works if Ayesha's HP is lower. So, if you're using Floral Ice Staff and then it restores HP, it is less effective for skill 2. So this is pretty decisive. So if you're either want Sophie to be the one taking damage, or Sophie will be the one protecting all characters in battle by having her get the least amount of HP remaining, Sophie will work by increasing that. The restore HP is for 2 attacks, meaning it'll be a regen. Now, 3 effects stack, however the last one only works on 1 first attack. Then for the allies max HP cap, this works for within the 2-turn cap. So these 3 effects will be used if it's used for the first time. However, if you let Ayesha use skill 2, the allies damage received will still work repeatedly as long as the enemies will attack any of your allies once. It will not work as like a continuous wave. So if you want to use Ayesha as a beneficial defender, you'll need to make sure Ayesha will get the least amount of HP. Now, I see this a bit of an issue if enemies have like all attack. However, I think it would have been a good idea as like a sacrificial character. And unfortunately, I had to say this because my god, you really have to let her be hit more often. But Nonetheless, this is useful for autoplay teams. Just don't expect the allies' damage received debuff to work consistently. If enemies are not like repeatedly attacking or it does not have a group attack, then don't expect this one to like work consistently. Just make sure next Ayesha's turn that she'll be able to use skill 2. But it's still a pretty good effect. Just make sure to try to get her HP as low as possible. Otherwise, the allies' max HP won't work. So if she gets hit by an attack, all allies, that kind of works like Totori, I think, the Snow Adventurer one. Now, last but not least, the Butterfly Life Drop. 300% damage, 37 break, 200 ticks of weight, attacks all enemies. This allows her to remove all ally status effects. I hope it's the negative ones because, oh yeah, it's just status effects, meaning poison, daze, stun, blindness, sleep. So this reduces all allies' damage received from attacks that target all allies by 100% for one attack. This looks familiar for those who have Swords Rose Liddy. This is why I mentioned, oh, this kind of works like Swords Rose Liddy, but Ayesha uses a different benefit other than Liddy. Liddy allows her to recover item gauge. Skill 2, Liddy allows her to buff all of her allies' attacks as well as giving a defense shield on the selected character. Ayesha, on the other hand, increases HP cap depending on her HP loss, so it has a different way of saying, well, if you don't have Swords Rose Liddy, maybe Ayesha could work. Now, basically, you have a group attack damage received 0 for Elemental group, but it can work as like a physical team as long as you have this one working. There's no restriction if whether or not you'll need to use a magical team, so Ayesha works well as a substitute to Liddy if you don't have that variant yet. So basically, she's like the first anniversary variant of group damage received 0 kind of unit. So I'd say if you don't have Swords Rose Liddy back in the one on the half anniversary, Ayesha will work as another damage received 0 variant character, but works as more defensive support than Liddy being the offensive support. Now, she does have an ability called I Won't Give Up, so when hit and an attack, she will reduce her own damage received by 2%, so if she gets hit 10 times, she will increase the maximum of 20%, so 10 times and then 2% damage received. You can do the math. And Flexible Parry. This reduces damage received by 50% when her own HP is full. Mountain HP. Now, I say this is useful if you don't want to use Ayesha's using skill 2 yet. Now, I think what it does is, well, it kind of works like how Soul does for combat. Ayesha, on the other hand, does this by making sure that the first attack she receives is half of that output. Now, this works if you have an enemy that have either to use burst skill on her. I think it'll be like half the damage that she will receive. Just make sure that she is already at 100% HP by the time the enemy attacks her. So, Leader skill is Secret Elixir of Strength. This boosts whimsical character skill damage and break damage by 50. So, you can tell who are the whimsical characters are. Rorona, Izana, and Ayesha. Gift colors this time are yellow to green. Includes Ice Blessing, Guardian's Blessing, and Magic Resistance. I think this is useful, especially the Guardian's Blessing if you want to boost defenses for your defender. Ice Blessing if you want to use it on ice attackers, and Magic Resistance up if you want to increase resilience against enemies. So yeah. I'd say this one will decrease resilience for enemies, but honestly, I think she is a very good tanker. Say like I think I might get Ayesha or Liddy in the same account, global or Japanese. If you have Schwarzlerose Liddy, then I think Ayesha is an optional goal. But if you want to have a team beneficial on surviving as long as possible, I think Ayesha is a pretty good deal, especially if you want to take advantage of this burst skill. So yeah, I guess it's a double S for me because defense-wise, she is a more defensive support variant of Schwarzlerose Liddy. Now on fire support, Sophie, pure angel, Koga's favorite, by the way. And kidding. Now she has Sparkling Strike. This is a healer type. This is a heal type attack. This targets one enemy 55% damage, 6% break, 100 ticks of weight, and she will restore allies HP by 50%, and skill damage 10% for one turn. Imagine this would be useful. I think this works alongside, or do you want to substitute the school uniform Sharistera, but Sophie works even better for a different purpose. So Heartful Shower, single target, 200 ticks of weight. This targets on an ally, which when selected, she will boost an ally's magical attack by 5% and increase fire damage by 20% for 2 turns. This also grants the ability for an additional turn. This allows her to reduce the target's fire resistance by 50% for one attack. That is the maximum, so 25% with a maximum of 50% for one attack. So, where does this work? Okay. So, if Sophie uses skill 2 on an ally and then boosts these effects, not only the ally will receive these effects on the buff, but the next turn for that ally that has Sophie's skill 2 buff will have this one. This will reduce to fire resistance by 25% by 50 for one attack. I think that could work. I think it's stackable though, because Sophie can use the same skill twice on that target before the target can even attack the enemy. But if the ally uses the next attack with this buff, this won't work like stackable. So either Sophie has to be fast enough to buff the next attacker before the next attacker's attack, then Sophie's stackable fire resistance could work not just on Willbell, but other fire attackers, including the upcoming variant for the protagonist of Atelier, Resleriana. You'll know this in the next Legend Fes Breakdown episode. Relief Knowledge is her burst skill, 437% damage, 93% stun or break, 200 ticks of weight. This boosts all allies' skill damage when attacking a weakness by 50 to 100% maximum. This also allows boost magical attack to ally with the highest magical attack by 50% for one turn after she uses her skill 2. So she has 2 effects working on before and after. I see! This Sophie is pretty strong for fire supporter character. Now, this can work on any magical element, not just fire. The only restriction is that this works on a particular element. Her burst skill is not, so if you're running an autoplay team and Sophie uses skill 2, this only works on fire characters. But if you have Sophie using a burst panel, then she'll work as a magical team. But yeah, it's just a slight restriction on fire characters because of her skill 2. Elixir Prevention. This raises all stats for all allies by 10%. This excludes speed, so only attack and defense stats are buffing up. Then she'll boost the skill damage by 30% for all allies but with Fire Infinity. So Sophie works as a damage booster, more recommended if you have a fire team. Also, her leader skill for Justice and Exploration characters, all attack and defense stats will be up by 30%. These are the characters that are part of the Justice and Exploration. Now, she is part of Curtain Bell, obviously, earnest listeners, and I forgot to check on Ayesha's tags. Anyway, justice and exploration and carefree, obviously. So, gift colors this time are red to purple. Fire shield, increased fire resistance, ample healing, increased HP recovery given. Useful if you have Medudo, support healers, and all recovery boost if you have characters that focuses on healing all units in the battlefield. Hey, overall, I think this Sophie is good to go. If you missed out on getting the two Shallies and a Mother's Wish event, that variant that Shally has, I think Sophie is going to be a better option, especially during the countdown to the first anniversary. Sophie's skill set will be useful in the next story chapter. Ayesha, on the other hand, will be useful for the current story chapter in chapter 15, including the extension story, the side story that Sophie and Ayesha will have. Now for the Memoria this time. So, Wishes of Healing. Illustrator this time features Astada-san. Now, defense stats up by 23.75%, attack stat up by 13.75, 18.75 for healing, and 4.25. This is useful for Sophie and the school uniform, Shadi, Stella, and Ixel. Basically, what this does is it will boost the potency of buff effects given by 60%. So Sophie will be able to amplify any of her skill set that involves buffing your allies' effects by more than half of the amount. So this only works if you have this on rank 5. So if you interest this card, I guess you can use this to your advantage. Sophie will be taking advantage of it as a recommendation, usual. So overall, I guess go for Sophie if you want to boost your fire team. If you don't have Swartz Rose Lily yet, by the time you start the game as new, or you haven't, or you're late to start on by the time the half anniversary finished, Ayesha's new variant will be useful if you want to reduce damage received by 0. Reduce damage received to 0. Okay, let's go! Trial battle! Oh, no. So, gotta have to use roll burst skill animation because I've already trial battled these characters beforehand. So anyway, let's replay to what I did. So, teaming up this time is Judy and Wilbell. Ah, there you are, Sophie. She's opening up. Oh, she's returning a book in her bookshelf. What I didn't see is that the books rendered, like, it suddenly appears on this end. I guess it's on either mobile or Steam's end. Here it is! Yeah, she literally burned out that. She literally shined a burning light on that phantom. Try hitting her. Nope. No! I guess that dodge only works once for Judy, but it is still at a chance rate. There goes her skill 2 animation. Radiant Fireball! At least it's beneficial for Wilbell. Oh yeah, this also finishes the battle early. Now I think it should be a no-brainer. This only works for 1 attack. If you check out this one, this is for 2 turns. This is stackable, I think? Look at this. Boost damage received by fire attacks by 20. So it's stackable, but the next attacker should be the one should be having a full amplify. Maybe this could work on the next one. As long as Wilbell has this effect, at least for 1 attack. Well, Yeah, I guess it's a low breaker. This could work. Heal up, everyone, and also finish the battle. Ah, she likes that costume. Had to think of it, I thought this looks like her costume is based on the original outfit, but with the light coat that Sophie originally wears in the first Sophie game. Now teaming up this time for Ayesha are Yukata, Claudia, and regular Izana. She already has a critical attack. Well, now everyone got a burn status effect. Oh yeah, I do have to note, the burn effect this time is permanent at the start of the turn, so not all status effects that have this one will be cleansable in a few instances of either Affinity Tower or Story Battle or Score Battle. But nonetheless, here's why Ayesha looks like a good substitute to Schwartz Rose Libby. Look at her wings! It's Mitaiken Horizon! Mitaiken Horizon! But with Ice Beam. See, this is why I like Ayesha's costume for this game. That kind of reminded me of Aqua. It kind of reminded me of the butterfly costume for Aqua in Mitaiken Horizon. Yeah, because of the butterfly mode too. Of course, Izuna is likely going to finish the battle early. Oh no. Now, if you check on Ayesha's HP, however, this will be less effective on the next turn, but dang it, I will have to use that Glacial Butterfly Protection. Okay. Now, because Ayesha got hit because of that blue booty, of course everyone got HP restore. So if Ayesha gets hit every time, you'll notice that her status effect increases the damage received debuff by 2 times. So she got hit 3 times, that way she got this status effect. Also, yeah, when hit, this has worked for 2 turns, at least on their end. At least on her end and the others. Alright, finish the battle, I guess. Guess I can finish the trial battle with Ayesha's skill 1 then. Embarrassing. Oh yeah. That's the same animation from the previous 2 variants, the regular and Chapter 7 variant. What a cute ending victory animation. Hey! So that's going to be it for this Legend Fes Breakdown. Now, sorry for the late distribution, because obviously it would have fallen for a Saturday schedule, but yeah, I still have to record a multiplayer game session. You can check it out on my YouTube channel, and because yeah, I'm thinking of doing other games in the meantime for Christmas or the holiday. I forgot to clear out Tales of Berseria, but that's going to be set aside for now. Anyway, that's going to be it. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Discord server link in the video description below. X or Blue Sky accounts, you can check it out on my other socials. That's going to be it. See you guys next time, and I'll be starting the story chapter coverage before Koga asks some more. Goodbye. See you soon.